Cherie Alabaster, a past world champion. And our wool handling judge, Linda Tarrant. Thank you.
Thank you, Peter. So New Zealand versus Australia Trans-Tasman wool handling tests, and a huge thanks to the sponsors of this event, CP Wool, huge supporters of shearing sports in this country. Thank you, CP Wool.
If we could please get everybody up standing for the national anthems. Okay, captains, you'll have a few words to say to your team. We'll make our way off the stage, Norm, and may the best team win. Aussie, Aussie, Aussie.
Yeah, good luck to both teams.
Aussie, Aussie, Aussie.
Kicker! So I'd just like to introduce you ladies and gentlemen to Mavis Mullins, and Toma Mullins going to be taking you through the CP Wool Trans-Tasman wool handling test. Thanks, guys.
Well, thank you very much, Norm. It's lovely to welcome Mavis Mullins to the commentary team. She's been working with me right through these last 2 days, and she has a lot of wonderful things to say, and she's got a lot of knowledge when it comes to these fibres that these wool handlers are about to handle. So thank you very much, Mavis, for joining us in the commentary team. We have a pretty big one here this evening, the Trans-Tasman test.
It's a big one, all right. And it's always exciting. Any Trans-Tasman test is exciting, especially when we have competitors here or representatives, country representatives of the calibre that we have this evening. Welcome everybody to the Friday evening, to the big match, the test, the Trans-Tasman test, New Zealand versus Australia. Back to you, Tuma.
Okay, we're just waiting on the green light from Lance Waddell and his team. These wool handlers, they would have had a team talk. They will have a strategy, as we were saying a little bit earlier on, Mavis. And their baskets will be strategically placed around. Okay, we have the green light. Can we have our shearers to the board? As I was saying a little bit earlier, we have 4 Merinos and 4 long wools. So she's going to be a little bit slow at the start, but end up fast and furious. Timekeepers ready. Shearers, get set, go. Okay, Mavis, these Merinos, they call them red eyes. Why do they call them red eyes? Is that because shearers cry when they do them, or what's the go with that? I think it's because the amount of wool on them. So these red eyes, ladies and gentlemen, they can have up to 10 kilo fleeces, huge things, and these look like well-grown wethers.
They are well grown, all the way from Alan Patterson in the deep south. He's been a great friend and a great supplier of quality merinos for these competitions for the last, probably the last decade. He selects specifically for these competitions. You will notice that there is a slower pace. These beautifully fine-wooled sheep are quite dense, and so therefore the shearing gear that is used is quite different. It takes a lot of skill with all those wrinkles and this very, very dense wool to actually harvest this wool. But nevertheless, the value of these merinos, I'm not sure. I see the Carfields guys down here. Value must be at least, what, $10, $15 a kg?
23.
Up he's going. It's a heck of a lot more. How fantastic for our New Zealand wool growers.
Okay, Mavis, the shearers they've done the undermine, now they move their way up the head. Now these merinos, the wool for these goes into Italian suits and things like that, doesn't it? So it's a wonderful fibre, the merinos, and they don't mind the cold. It's been cold here in Masterton, so I suppose they wouldn't mind the place at all. But here we go, the shearers up, moving up around the neck. These wool handlers, they will stick with their shearers, ladies and gentlemen, at the moment. With the long wool, you are only allowed to skirt the belly, around the crutch and around the head at the board. The rest of the processing must get done on the wool table.
That's right, this wool is ultra fine, so it's very, very soft. You know those beautiful merino garments that you can wear close to your skin, that is soft and gentle to touch, that we use for our babies and undergarments. These are the sheep that provide that. We will be seeing the crossbreds, which is a little bit different, and we'll talk about that later, but definitely those fine Italian garments, and not just Italian. You know, we've got some pretty incredible New Zealand designers also using this beautiful fabric, this beautiful fibre.
Okay, so the shearers are all about to turn to the last side. The wool handlers, they will be there to grab the cheek wool, the shorter wool around the head. It's a hollow fibre, so it does not take the dye like the main body wool. So what it's all about, ladies and gentlemen, is adding value to the wool grower, the farmer. And that's what all these baskets are around these tables. And every one of those baskets, there will be a different line of wool. So these wool handlers, you know, the shearer just gets up there, shears the sheep. It's actually the wool handlers that are really adding value to the farmer. So these wool handlers, they're very, very valuable Mavis.
They are. They're making decisions on the hop. As these shearers are working this wool off, they're making decisions. But let's talk a little bit about these competitors, the Australians. We've got Sophie down there, a mother of 2 beautiful little children, well supported by her husband Paul. Her biggest achievement really has been a world competitor. Now let's just watch how there's strategy going on here. Nothing happens by accident. Wow, look at that throw by Joel Henare. That's a beautiful throw, a bit of overhang. Every overhang or bunching or folding over of the fleece, the size of an A4 piece of paper, attracts 1 penalty point. Just looking at what Joel did there, I would have thought he probably would have lost somewhere in the vicinity of maybe 8 penalty, maybe more. I'm not the judge on there. We've got our key people doing that. But that gives you an idea of how this is judged, how it's all decided. Toma, how did they go down there?
Yeah, there's a little bit of bunching. Sophie, I don't think she was quite confident to give that fleece a real big throw because it was the bigger animal of the two. So they've gotten rid of their bigger fleece first, roll up time. You see these Aussies, they are working together. Down that end, the New Zealand team, you've got Cherie on the board and Joel is working the fleece by himself. But here we go, Sophie, she's eyeing up that fleece on the floor. You cannot have more than 1 fleece on the table, ladies and gentlemen. That's why Melanie placed it nicely on the floor so that Sophie, she knew exactly how Melanie was going to set it up, and so Sophie grabbed it and she's managed to put it all on the table. She's done very, very well, Mavis.
It's a good job, bit of bunching in the middle, but she was, like you said, it's just having that confidence to understand how that fleece has been gathered, how it's been put down, and then the confidence to release it. Let's have a look at Joel. He's getting ready for the second throw down here. A lot of points can be lost here. In fact, probably the majority. So this is a big deal. Up it goes. Joel's going to go to the end of the table. No, to the side. Gently, beautifully placed. But again, some bunching. These are very big fleeces. They don't fit easily on these tables. So again, they have to think about, how am I going to do this? How am I going to make it easy to find all those odd bits that need to be separated from these beautiful fleeces?
Okay, we're talking about competitors. We have Melanie Morris. She is Sophie's teammate. So Melanie's been here for a number of years now, enough to call us all bro. She's from Tasmania and she is a wonderful little competitor. But look at these wool handlers. They're working together. Teamwork is what it's all about, Mavis. And down there we have Joel Henare, the current world wool handling champion.
We have, and he's just hopped off the table. He noted that some of his wool went outside the judging area. If he was to leave it there, that would attract quite a few penalties. So he retrieved it, and now he's really starting to prepare that fleece. Joel, yes, our current world champion, he's been brought up in the shed. I mean, most of the competitors in New Zealand have had something to do with Joel over his years. Look at that beautiful clean table. And you're quite right, there's a lot of teamwork going on down that far end.
Okay, so this is the last of the Merinos. Once these shearers finish these Merinos, we have a 15-second countdown, and then we'll bring on the Crossbreds. Now, we cannot cross-contaminate the wool, can we, Mavis? So these judges, they'll have their eyes out. They'll be looking to see what's going on.
Nice throw, Joel. That's right. They're going to have to really get themselves sorted here. It's a very limited time they've got to get this wool out of the road. If there's any of the crossbred wool that touches
14,
this fine wool, they will
13,
attract a penalty.
12.
Let's see what the strategy
11,
looks like.
10, 9.
Okay, now the pressure comes
8,
on, ladies and gentlemen. You cannot
7,
mix the crossbred wool
6,
with the merino wool.
5,
So these wool handlers, they need to
4,
move along or they
3,
are going to be penalised
2,
severely.
1.
We got Joel Henare, roll up time for him. He is not mucking around. Get in behind the New Zealand team, ladies and gentlemen. They are giving it everything. The Australians down here, Mavis, they haven't even skirted their fleece yet. What's Joel doing? Oh, he's going to throw it in. It's a beauty. Okay, now the wool handlers, Mavis, they need to have one eye on the fleece, one eye on the shearer, and one eye on the judge. They've only got 2 of them. How are they going to do it?
It's interesting. You can see the different strategies being employed here. The Australians are saying, let's hang together as a team. Whereas down here for our team, they're going, no, Joel, I trust you. You get that fleece off the table. I'll take care of both of these guys. So totally different strategies. Interesting to see how it might end up.
Well, I tell you what, Mavis, I think these Australians are in trouble because Joel's rolling up the fleece. How are they doing at the New Zealanders? These Australians, they've still got the merino fleece on the floor. Sophie, she runs around, she picks it up. Oh, she's going to give it a throw. Joel bangs the table, Mavis. She's all on. Sophie a little bit flustered through half the fleece on the floor. Oh, these Aussies, I think they're freaking out, Mavis.
Yep, well, we're having some dramas down this end. Nevertheless, they're getting that table sorted out. We don't need too many people up there, please.
Okay, we got 4 long wool fleeces. These are the crossbreds, and they're about to come off. Sophie, she's at the table. Melanie's underneath the table, cleaning it up. We cannot cross-contaminate. Sophie turns and throws. Not a bad throw it is either. We got a lovely throw down there for the New Zealanders. She's organised chaos up there, ladies and gentlemen. This is how it rolls in the wool sheds. Ladies and gentlemen, there is no stopping these shearers, but these wool handlers, they do this every day. They can handle this pressure, Mavis.
That's right. In a wool shed, it's the shearers are being paid by head per head. They need every dollar they can get. And the wool handlers, you just have to make it work. You fit around them, and if they step it up, you step it up. And that's exactly what we're seeing here. Wonderful how the Australians, different strategies, but you know what? They're not too far away from each other. There's going to be a lot down to quality.
There is going to be a lot down. It's going to come down to out the back. They have a sealed time, Mavis, of 1 minute and 15 seconds. That is not a lot of time. Joel Henare, he's already got 1 fleece in the fadge, and he is picking up the second one. The Aussies are not too far behind either. Oh, we're having a good old ding-dong battle here, ladies and gentlemen. The Aussies are coming back at the Kiwis. The shearers are turning to the last side. We got Sophie there. She's got all that merino wool, tidying that up. Melanie, she's working her way around the top of the fleece. The neck wool comes off. Oh, she's going good here, Mavis. She's a real close one.
They sure are. They're doing a beautiful job down there as a team. Different strategy again up here, but nevertheless, nothing is right, nothing is wrong. It's what works that matters.
Okay, here we go. 1 minute and 10 seconds is the seal time. Let's see, the Kiwis have already got the lovely throw there by... Oh, the Aussies are working together as well. Now we got the teamwork coming down, Mavis, and we know that the Kiwis can clean up real quick.
I wouldn't put too much past the Aussies. They've been coming here a long time. Mel's one of the most consistent Australian wool handlers that has been to New Zealand. She knows how this works. She'll be pushing her mate along. But now we've got the final fleece on. Beautiful throw by Cherie Alabaster.
Oh, we got a lovely throw down here from the Aussies as well. Is there any Aussies in the house? You need to get in behind your team because I think they're getting tired. The Kiwis are just warming up. Joel and Cherie, they're starting to get a bit of a glow about them, Mavis.
They've got their plan worked out. Final fleece is gone. Now it's the clean-up. And this is really where you see who's organised and who's not. Who's thought about how they're going to get this, all these different wool packs or lines in the right places.
Melanie down here just moves the table around a little bit for her teammates so we can sweep up. We got the sweep up coming up. We got Melanie and Sophie, both of them broom in hand. But down there, the New Zealand team, they are looking around. Are they happy?
Nearly there, nearly there. Yes.
Time for the Australians, ladies and gentlemen. What a wonderful battle we've had this evening.
It's a fantastic battle, and as we said, I think this is all going to come back to out the back. How much quality focus has been applied here, how much panic has kind of detracted them. What a fabulous test. Thank you very much to those competitors.
Okay, before we get these guys to leave the stage, I'll just have a quick word with Melanie. Melanie, you've been here a few times. You've tussled with the Kiwis. You guys had totally different game plans. How did you and Sophie go? You guys look like it worked out all right.
Yeah, we like to play to each other's strengths, so we try to work as a team, and yeah, we seem to work well together, so it's good.
I see at the end you give Soph the big high five. You must be fairly happy with how you guys went.
Yeah, we are, and it's our goodbye to Masterton, because I'm retiring at the end of the season. So
No way, Mel.
Well,
No
she didn't.
way.
She hasn't asked the Golden Shears committee if she can retire yet, so I don't really think that's going to happen. But congratulations to you guys, the Aussie team. We're going to have another number from the Noodles.
See, this is what happens. Look here. Down the bloody...
What a night the Golden Shears has been on a Friday night. Variety night, Mavis Mullins, what a variety night it has been. We've had the top 30 Baileys, top 30 shootout, and those 12 guys have gone through. And we've gone down. The Goodyear man takes out the triple whammy. And, of course, you're very closely related to the Goodyear, so one for the whānau.
I'll claim it.
I'll claim it. And now we've just seen the Trans-Tasman test. What's your thoughts?
I thought that was a fantastic test. That's probably one of the closest I've seen for a long while. It was totally different strategies, but they both got to the place that I think they both wanted to go. I was excited about the Australian team, but sad to hear Mel say she might be retiring, but let's see what that means.
There was only 16 or 14 seconds in the times, wasn't there? I actually thought the Aussies were way off the mark when it came to time. Aussie people will probably disagree, but there was bugger all in the times, wasn't there?
I don't think there was much in it at all, and that's what I say. They both did things quite differently, but they didn't, it wasn't that big gap that we have seen in the past. It was pretty tight. And I think, like I said, a lot of it's going to come back to quality out the back. New Zealand probably had the better throws, but then, you don't know really what's going on until the points all come out.
Where I was sitting, I couldn't see the board, the total board, but apparently we were outstanding.
Oh, cool.
The numbers. You didn't see it?
I didn't see it. I'm too busy hanging in there focusing on them.
Well, there you go. That tells half the story. That tells half the story.
Yep.
So the Aussies have got to do real well out the back to be able to haul that back, haven't they?
It's been done before. I do think our guys worked well, and I watched quite carefully because the quality job is where it counts. But I'm up for surprises as well, and let's just see where those outside scores go to.
Well, in the big picture, we've been struggling lately, especially on the shearing side of it. We're quite good in the wool handling, and I believe we lost in Australia.
We did.
By this same team,
Yep.
Sophie Hoof and Mel Morris.
That's right. And so one of the things I've been talking to the Aussies, and Mel said this is probably the most consistent team membership they've had for some time. Her and Sophie have been together, I think she said, for 4 seasons, 4 years now. That's enough time to really build rapport, get some, the kind of energy going between them. And I kind of felt I felt that they had that tonight.
In Australia, a big country, we really have got a big country there. How do they choose their competitors? It's so vast.
Yeah, well, I think we'll leave those comments, Koro, to the Shearing Sports Australia. But there's a couple of things. Sophie her biggest highlight was when she came to New Zealand to the World Championships in Invercargill, was it 2 years ago? The Aussies came fourth. Now, they haven't actually really pushed their waka hard in that wool handling since, I think, probably Aroha Garvin. But, I just think that they've done well. I'm not sure how far that'll take them.
Yep.
But nevertheless, whatever it is, shearing and wool handling wins tonight, that's for sure.
Okay, well, we're going to have the prize giving for that very soon. We're going now to the Wairarapa Times Age Cycling Shearing Challenge, and the teams looks like for cycling, tennis, and the winner from Thursday. So they're having a bit of a shootout there. So to round the night off, it's been a wonderful day, hasn't it, at the Golden Shears? It's been a wonderful day with the open wool handling. Everybody was a lot of entries capped because there were so many people that had entered this year.
That's right. It's been a great 2 days, actually. We're nearing the end of our second day. And there's just a real buzz. There's a real buzz there. There's just energy with all the young ones. And it was really exciting to see the top 30. There's just a whole new wave that have come through, that have stepped from quite the lower grades, and they've come through. Normally, they'll step into the open, seniors will step into the open,
boom, hit a wall,
get bashed around a bit, and they say, not for me, and gone. But when you look at all those names, Koro, they've come through, they've stayed, and now they're pushing through. It's been a great couple of days.
I think this Golden Shears has been the best for a long, long time.
Kind of feels that way.
It kind of feels like it. Since you were the president.
Oh, goodness.
Since you were the president.
Are you drinking?
No, I'm on
gin
Charlie's. Charlie's is our sponsor of the Good Waters. So we are consuming the products that have been sponsored by us. So Charlie's is a sponsor.
Kia ora.
So Toby, we're going to go back to the stadium now. We'll go back to the Kiss Cam and we'll just see how the stadium is, because it's really permeating. It's pumping out there, mate. It's really on fire.
Yeah, it's great.
Okay, back to you, Toby.
was speaking to JJ the other night. Right? That takes an hour.
Put your hands together, ladies and gentlemen, for this evening's entertainment. The Noodles. Well done, team. Thank you guys very much. So just one more quick event to round the evening off. Of course, the Golden Shears is not over yet. We still have a big day and a night tomorrow to get through. We're going to find a lot more winners of a lot more competitions yet. A huge thanks once again to all our sponsors. A lot of you are here tonight. Great to see you here. Hope you're enjoying yourselves. And thanks once again for all your input into the Golden Shears. Just before we move on to the next event, the top 12 shearers that have come out of the top 30, the semi-finalists. Some of you may have seen it on the screen. In case you didn't, the semi-finalists in the Bailey's Open, the top qualifier out of that top 30 was Roland Smith. The next 11 shearers with Roland in the semi-final will be Dion King, Nathan Stratford, Gavin Much, Aaron Haynes, Ringakaha Pawai, Cam Ferguson, Johnny Kirkpatrick, Murray Henderson, David Buick, Palata Abraham, and Mark Granger. So they're our top 12 out of the top 30, folks. Give them a big hand. And hopefully we'll see you all here tomorrow to support them and watch them as they make a bid for the top 6 and competing in the big Golden Shears Open final. A big thanks to all our Woolhandling judges and our shearing judges up here tonight. Big day for them tomorrow as well. And all our helpers and staff all around the stadium and out the back, out the front, on the roof and under the ground. Just like to introduce you now to Gerald Spain once again from Southland, ladies and gentlemen, and he's going to run us through this event. He's going to explain a bit about it, and he's going to bring some of his high-intensity commentating to the floor, folks. Gerald Spain, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you, Norm Haraway, my Southland mate. Righto, ladies and gentlemen, I know you're getting noisy, and that's all good. I have a couple of jobs to do. I have this bike thing to do up here. We've got 3 teams. Before I go there, I have commentated for a number of years, and this has been a long time during an event that I have forgot to mention the sponsor. And I did it right here tonight. My son would say, "Dad, you choked." That's what he would tell me. So we did the pressing. The sponsor was Farmlands and Woolpacks New Zealand. And they don't just sponsor one pressing event, they sponsored them all. They sponsored the men's individual, the women's, the peers and the novice. So thank you very much, Farmlands, and thank you, Woolpacks New Zealand. I will sleep better having said that. Right, let's go through the order here. So the sponsor here is the Wairarapa Times Age. The sheeps are supplied by White Spurs. So thank you to you guys. The winner, and it's all goes to charity, all this money. It's a bit of a fun event. But in behind the scenes, is, the donations are for all good, as if to say. First prize will go for the quickest shorn sheep. That's a clean shear. 3 teams. The problem is you're wondering what this bike is, okay? The list of machines are sitting out the side here, resting up. This bike's going to be pedal pad. That then in turn is going to drive this machine here. Okay,